Ever since Timeskip Boruto was seen with Sasuke's outfit, it has created a lot of buzz regarding the fate of the Shadow Hokage in the future. By looking at this attire of future Boruto, it's easy to conclude that Sasuke has shown his resolve by turning Boruto into a shinobi savior. But what if I told you there are a total of not 1 or 2, but 5 people responsible for this development of Boruto? By the end of this video, you will find out how the fate of Boruto is independent of Kawaki's actions and how he's gonna end up in his mentor's attire. Boruto's future is holding some bitter reality that he has been constantly reminded of by Momoshiki. The monster has appeared several times to give the blue-eyed boy some heart-wrenching reminders of his dark fate. Slowly and steadily, Boruto is developing a void in his heart that's soon gonna drive him to the shackles of hopelessness. Once Boruto shall be betrayed by his destiny, he will start feeling depressed and lifeless. There will soon come a time when he loses the will to live, granting Momoshiki a golden access to his consciousness. In the prologue scene of episode 1, Boruto says Age of Shinobi is over before Kawaki, and some people even believe it's Momoshiki who said these lines in the beginning. Nevertheless, the way Boruto ties the headband around and recalls his shinobi roots makes it clear that he's not in control of the monster. The reason why I believe Kawaki and Boruto are living their destinies independent of each other is because of their past actions, ideologies and different motives. Boruto is a victim of his fate, trying to get rid of the monster who can anytime spoil his image and harm his loved ones, while Kawaki can cross all the limits to protect the one he cares for, even if it makes him a heartless killer. The story behind Boruto picking up Sasuke's sword and stuff varies upon the up and coming events, but the one that I'm about to tell you is the plausible one, so like the video and hear me out. The two major characters at present who will have a great influence on Boruto's story are Code and Momoshiki. While Momoshiki is haunting Boruto every now and then with his reminders, Code could be the one whom he is actually warning Boruto about. The goal of Momoshiki is to take over Boruto, but he won't be able to do so unless the Kama boy gives up on his will to live. And the only person at present who can drive Boruto to the point of becoming self-destructive is Code. He can easily wreak havoc in Konoha and take everything away from Boruto. The hopelessness of not being able to cover up his losses could turn Boruto into a self-destructive prodigy. No matter whether Code kills some close one of Boruto or leaves a permanent scar on his body, there's no way Boruto won't get depressed on the grief of not being able to save his village or a loved one. The white-haired follower of Ishiki might be dealt with the help of Kawaki and the cyborg duo. However, the hopeless young lord is destined to sell his soul to Momoshiki, which begins the interesting part of this theory. The curse of the Otsutsuki shall come true, leaving Boruto, who has been blinded in one eye, in the hands of Momoshiki. If the theory of Momoshiki recalling the age of shinobi is over is correct, then chances are the blue-eyed boy shall be possessed by the demon, and no one will realize that the dark hour has arrived except Sasuke and Kawaki, and here's why. In chapter 73, both of these characters sense the presence of Momoshiki. Kawaki even witnessed the monster with naked eyes, leaving him worried about Boruto's existence in the following chapter. The Red Kama wielder might decide to yet another time go after Boruto's life to eradicate Momoshiki once for all. However, it seems like Sasuke holds a higher chance of defeating the devil because of a major reason. The way the Shadow Hokage expressed his eagerness to do something to show his resolve has left everyone curious. Some people even believe that it was a subtle foreshadowing of Sasuke's death, and he will soon be losing his other eye in his final fight against Momoshiki. Another point to prove this theory correct is the deadly student-teacher relationship that has been going on in the Narutoverse since the beginning. Sasuke would act on his resolve to protect the village by going head-to-head against his beloved student, who has become the biggest danger to the shinobi world. If it's not Code who gave the scar to Boruto, then it's certainly Sasuke who will slash off Boruto's Byakugan in an attempt to mark an end to his wrongdoings. But since the show must go on, Sasuke might die by the hands of Borushiki and would most likely forgive himself for the sins of his past. Soon after Boruto gains his consciousness back, and by looking at where his grim fate has led him, he will burst into tears. Sasuke's final words to Boruto would be to become a savior of the regime, for which he sacrificed his own life. And starting from that day, Boruto will take on the sword and cloak of his master to become the next Shadow Hokage. Another point that I would like to make is that Sasuke's resolve could be a repenting act for the sins that he had committed in the past. By sacrificing his life to save his peers from the wrath of an Otsutsuki, the Shadow Hokage will have an honorable death. Likewise, in Boruto's case, he could try to protect the entire shinobi world from the future Otsutsuki attacks by remolding the system of the celestial beings. Maybe that's why the writers decided to make Boruto a pure Otsutsuki, as he could be avenging the death of his master towards the end of the series. He will follow an analogy very similar to his mentor in order to seek revenge from Momoshiki and others like him. The sword used by Boruto seems to be unshrinkable, and there is even a bizarre theory that Sasuke is sealed in this sword, explaining why Kawaki and using Sukuna Hikuna in the time skip. The death of Sasuke would also have a vast impact on Sarada's character, and she would unlock her manga queue along with a whole bunch of new abilities. Now let's get into the role of the two characters who could impact the life of the unfortunate kid in a positive manner. Koji will most likely return to expose Amado and become Boruto's mentor, similar to how Jiraiya trained Naruto back in the day. It would make sense and give his role a more fulfilling meaning, since being the clone of a vital character couldn't be a one-arc job. Koji could find Boruto when he goes rogue after the death of Sasuke, where he will reveal the true motives of Amado to him. The scientist, being a mysterious cyborg geek, could have some ties with other Otsutsuki's who once walked the surface of Earth, yet he was calm and not overwhelmed by his potential. Is kinda surprising. Koji might tell Boruto that Amado's true plan is to end the age of shinobis. However, it will be too late, as Kawaki would have already been manipulated by the scientist before returning to the village as a savior. Boruto would most likely get the Jogan activated in front of Koji, who will tell him about his father being the child of prophecy back in the day. Chances are the prophecy was actually about Boruto, who will be the final savior of the entire world. And if you correlate this theory to what Toneri has prophesied about Boruto's fate, it all makes sense to some extent. The link that connects Toneri to Boruto needs a bit more explanation, so here's what I think could happen in the future. I think it's really possible that Toneri is part of the story from the time he appeared in Boruto's dream to the point where he was sealed on the moon will get a separate manga adaptation, similar to how the Konoha Raiden novel, which already has an anime adaptation, was turned into a manga recently. The manga adaptation of Toneri's legacy could even reveal some brand new details of the story that will help us to fix the time skip puzzle more efficiently.
大月一族の因縁は私で終わるのだと思っていたがな。
Coming
back to the story of Boruto, after Toneri will make an official manga debut, Koji could explain the blue-eyed boy that his right eye holds an ancient dojutsu that's only limited to the Otsutsuki's. He could then take him to Amado's hideout, where Boruto would consume some miracle drug to meet Toneri, who would reveal the prophecy of the Jogan to him. Once Boruto will realize the potential that he wields, he will finally return to Konoha in order to face off his friend turned foe Kawaki. After facing so many ups and downs, Boruto will finally be ready to uphold the true spirit of a shinobi by engaging in his mission of reverting his misled counterpart. But the story doesn't end here, as chances are both the Kama wielders will team up against an even greater danger that's approaching Earth really soon. And by the end of that fight, Kawaki would either find his will of fire or would willingly give up on his own life to atone for his sins. After realizing there are more of his race in the universe, Boruto could even travel to the realms of the Otsutsuki's for the sake of rewriting them. Even though he was turned into an Otsutsuki himself, Boruto doesn't chase power and is not after chakra fruits like other celestial beings. He could turn out to be the perfect one who is capable of capitalizing the privilege of becoming an Otsutsuki into something great. I believe after dealing with the devils of the shinobi world, Boruto's journey shall begin in the Otsutsuki world, where he will fix the flaws of their systems. The finale could involve the god Otsutsuki taking back his jogan from Boruto and erasing all the chakra from the universe for a greater good. And who knows, the Otsutsukis could even turn out to have human origin, just like how in Attack of Titan, the Titans advanced from human beings. Subscribe for a full video on it. The question remains, if Kawaki has actually ended the age of shinobis by killing them all, how will they be brought back to life? Find out all your answers in this video and don't forget to subscribe for more exciting theories. I will see you next time.